So if you're watching this video, then I'm going to assume that your WordPress website is running on an older version of PHP, in which case we need to go ahead and get PHP updated. Now, a word of warning, please do make sure that everything on your website is up to date. So that's your WordPress version, your plugins, and your theme. If anything is out of date on your WordPress website and you go ahead and update the PHP version, it's highly likely that a plugin or a theme or a WordPress conflict will break your website. So that's uber important. Please make sure everything is up to date. So I'm logged into the WordPress admin area of my demo website, and as you can see, everything is up to date on this site. You can see on the dashboard here, I have a PHP warning, basically telling me that my PHP version is outdated and some plugins and themes, etc. rely on the most recent version. So you're likely seeing the same if you're on an older PHP version as well. So let's get that fixed. As you know from a previous video in this site speed tutorial, I am hosting this demo website on Bluehost, which isn't my recommended host, by the way. But again, the reason I chose Bluehost is because their servers out of the box are not optimized for speed. So Bluehost is a perfect example to show you how well the steps in this tutorial will improve the performance and the site speed of your website. So with that said, to update the PHP version, we're going to do that through the cPanel area. So whether you're using Bluehost or another web hosting company, most web hosting companies these days do use cPanel, okay? So the steps are going to be the same. It just happens that I'm using Bluehost. So if you get yourself logged into your cPanel area, and I'll go over to Bluehost's cPanel area by clicking on the Advanced tab. If you've never logged into cPanel before, this is basically what it will look like. Most cPanel areas look pretty much identical. The only difference is the icons and stuff, like the layout, may be just organized slightly different. So to update PHP, you are going to go to the search box, wherever that may be in your cPanel, and just search for PHP. And then you want to go to PHP Manager. So that's Multi-PHP Manager. So click on there and it will take you through to some settings where you can update the PHP on your WordPress website. So once again, just to make absolutely sure all your plugins, your themes and WordPress is updated. Also, make sure you made a backup of your WordPress website following the instructions in step 1 of this guide. If everything's up to date and your WordPress and your database is backed up, then you are good to go. So all you would do is just select the domain name that you need to update PHP for, and then there's a drop-down menu just up to the right. If you're using a different web host, it may be located somewhere else, but just look for the drop-down menu and you want to choose PHP 7.4 if that is available. If it's not available, nowadays in 2020, you should at least have the option to update to 7.3. If you can't even update to 7.3 or 7.2, you should seriously consider changing web hosts. So with the latest version of PHP selected, simply click the apply button, wait for the control panel to do its thing in the background. You should see the version update. Now we will go to the demo site And I'm just going to refresh the page. Hopefully there'll be no errors, there'll be no conflicts, which there isn't. So that is awesome news. Okay, so I don't see any error messages. The site's not crashed. So far, so good. All you want to do now is just check. So go to Tools and then go to Site Health. And we'll go back to the Info tab and just make sure that, you know, WordPress is detecting the PHP update. So I'll now go to the Info tab, down to the server section, and there we can see 7.4. So before we bring this video to an end, all I want you to do now is just visit the front end of your website. Just make sure everything looks okay. There's nothing funky on the website. You know, the layout's not broken, the text isn't all weird. Just the site is looking and working as it's supposed to do. And once again, everything looks fine. So that's it for this step. I will see you in the next step. Speak to you soon. Bye for now.